G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are going to take a look at how the AGL Kid Gohan does in the Gods of Destruction event. Now the AGL Kid Gohan is such a good unit that I didn't just want to take it into the strength or face one of the strength Gods of Destructions. I actually wanted to take him into an event where he's type neutral, because that's how good he is defensively, that I actually believe it's much better a showcase to show him off in something that's even more difficult for him. Because taking him into the AGL one, he wouldn't bat an eyelid. He would just be strong the entire way through, whereas here it's more interesting to showcase him in possibly a more dangerous situation. So we'll definitely get a look at him here. He is running under a double hybrid Saiyans lead with a Piccolo on the team through the virtue of the Saviors category. So we've got a pretty interesting lineup. I would say definitely the Gohan is a super rock solid unit. We're going to be using that active skill. He's going to be stacking his defense. He's just going to be really good overall. And it's just going to be really interesting to see how well he does. So yeah, obviously we're facing Belmod, a very important, very difficult God of Destruction. He can seal you, he can lock you in position, he can do a whole bunch of funky things basically, and so it's really impressive when a unit can honestly survive this level of difficulty. Not only is he type neutral as well, which doesn't help him, but there's very few Heavenly Events category characters on the team. In fact, I don't think there are any. So we're not going to be getting his full attack buff or defense buff. So you could even optimize the team even further by sticking a Heavenly Events category unit on here. Probably would do a lot better. So it is something you could do, I guess. But beyond that, Gohan still does really well. Damage wise, obviously not too great, but defensively fantastic. That active skill, super helpful, just everything coming together really nicely. So yeah, really impressive showing by Gohan here. Honestly, quite impressed by him, really happy with his performance. Overall, I think Gohan at 55% is one of the new breeds of DFE, where they make them really good at like 55%, they make them useful in these Gods of Destruction events, and they make them like come out the gate really strong. Obviously they benefit from dupes, but Gohan's kit is just crazy. Just the way he can get his defense going, really awesome. And it's nice to always have a super solid defensive unit. Having him float around on the team as well, he does give defense to his allies, so that does help us out as well. Obviously enables us to increase the defense of our team, just have them perform a bit better overall, so that's always quite helpful as well. In terms of activating Gohan's full passive, we'd want to have a Heavenly Events category unit on the team, which is a little bit difficult from the tech aspect, at least under a double hybrid Saiyans lead. It's a shame that stuff with the Supreme Kais doesn't count. I know it's only stuff that happens when Kami's lookout, but even if the Tech Mystic Gohan was on the Heavenly Events team, then we'd have a crazy defensive rotation. So that would be pretty nuts, but it's okay. Realistically, still very impressive, and really happy with Gohan's performance. Obviously, we're not keeping him on main rotation. That would be a little bit too dangerous, because, you know, essentially he isn't, well, maybe later on, but he definitely doesn't have the defense to handle that kind of situation right now. His active skill is providing a heal, which will be very important later on and help us out in the pinch. It also increases the defense of all the other units as well, which is also of course extremely helpful. So yeah, just Gohan, really impressive, honestly. Really like the unit. I think it's really good. I wouldn't go hunting for it in terms of stones or anything like that, mainly just because, you know, I don't think it's necessary. Although he's a very, very, very good unit, he's still very niche. He is only on 6 categories, so you're not getting a lot of bang for your buck there. And around this time of the year, there is always the risk of global firsts and New Year's banners and step-up banners, and there's a lot going on that's going to be coming around soon to Dokkan Global, so I wouldn't suggest going wild on him right now. But that being said, team still pretty good, him still really good, and being on Hybrid Saiyans means he does have access to a lot of events. Hybrid Saiyans, Goku's family, all good categories. The Heavenly Events category is very small, but it does look like a lot of fun. If anything, it looks like fun. The Master of Bond and the Student Master Bond category is also quite niche, but can be a fun category to run as well. As you can see, Gohan's not doing a lot of damage, but that's okay. He does tend to have, although not a lot of damage, he is stacking his defense, and we will be using his active skill for that heal, so it's not really like the absolute end of the world. We don't need him to pop out massive damage or anything. It would be nice if he did, but we'll be fine regardless either way. As you can see, we're still floating him. Definitely not the situation for him to be main tank, but this team is handling Belmont pretty well overall. Could of course be better, but definitely not the worst scenario at all, and all tanking really well. We're getting quite lucky with where he's aiming his super attacks, which obviously does help us quite a bit. Piccolo at 55%, very, very impressive unit. His defense can get relatively high, but he does also actually heal quite a bit, which is obviously helpful. We're going to have the Android 18 sibling bond ability or memory activate. That's going to give us a nice little health kick, 20% or 18% or whatever. Not really going to buff too many of our units. It will buff our Gohan lead, which I guess is tremendously helpful. But overall, not going to buff like too many of our units. Just realistically going to give us a little bit of a health kickback, which is mainly what I use it for in this event. I try not to use it for the attack and defense benefits, mainly just focusing on the heal ability. So yeah, that's realistically what we use it for. As you can see though, we're starting to build up some solid defense. This unit, very, very good, by the way. This Goten Gohan GT Heroes support unit. Not really supporting our rotation, but can take double digits if in the second and third slot. So as long as they super attack, they're very, very good defensively. You can see here, we do have our active skill, which we will be activating now, because we're going to need some heal, we need the additional defense, and it's going to help us out with guarding attacks as well. So yeah, the active skill, very, very cool. Obviously I always try to let people just kind of watch the active skill and enjoy it. You can see he's augmented our entire rotation, which is going to help us tremendously. And of course we're going to be able to get some nice big heals out of everyone. So super cool, really awesome kind of situation where you get a heal, you get augments, he guards all attacks, which is really incredible as well. And also we're going to be getting some additional defense for our units. So a very, very strong turn for us, not only restoring us quite a lot in terms of health, but just helping to prevent us taking massive amounts of damage. See there, 99 damage. So that defense buff really coming in handy, especially on such a strong defensive unit like Tech Ultimate Gohan. Very, very impressive. Trunks here is going to double stack his defense, going to really help him out. He stacks obviously a lot lower than Gohan, probably a more simple version of Gohan essentially, but still doing very, very well still in this event. And then we're going to have Gohan here with a little follow-up and also increasing his defense. He also is going to have that guard activated. They're really, really cool. The only issue is Belmont hits really, really hard and he can fire multiple super attacks, so you will see here Gohan will take a super attack, but he doesn't take too much damage. I mean, 160k is a lot of damage, but it's not a unholy amount of damage. Honestly, it's not impossible to come back from. So yeah, still very, very impressive overall. We should have maybe possibly transformed this Gohan here, just to assist us essentially. But at the same time, we're not really going for the win here. We do not get the win. Spoiler alert. I do make a little faux pas on the final turn. I transform Trunks and Gohan, Mr. Gohan, at the same time, creating a bad link situation, which stops me getting the final amount of damage that I need. So very, very unfortunate from that aspect, but not the end of the world. There's always plenty more times to beat stages and everything like that. And we got a very, very good look at how Gohan performs by running the stages like this. So very cool. Very, very awesome team run. I think Gohan overall, the AGL one, did very well. Remember, he's fighting a type neutral enemy, which is pretty nuts in the God of Destruction event. It's like something very few units can do, especially when they don't have guard. But the combination of his defense stacking, his healing, the ability for him to have guard for one turn, and of course the defensive raise that he provides to everyone else, really makes him so strong defensively that he's super viable. If you have dupes in him, giving him crit and giving him the ability to pierce that damage reduction that the enemies have in this event will make his damage a lot better. So you can actually see that come to the forefront. But overall, I'm really happy with how he did, and yeah, just super impressed, really. Not anything, that we're too upset about. As you'll see here, we unfortunately screwed everything up by doing this transformation. We got very unlucky with how the orbs fell. Realistically, if we had got a full ray of orbs, Trunks probably would have done enough damage to finish out the God of Destruction, but instead we got a single green orb in the bottom right hand corner, which kind of ruins your momentum, but it's all okay. At the end of the day, as long as we still somewhat did alright and we got a good look at AGL Gohan, that was the whole purpose of the video. So there we go. That's pretty much going to be it from me. We're not going to be able to finish everything up here and celebrate with a victory, but I think overall Gohan's performance was very incredible and very good at 55%. So if you have Gohan, you can definitely use him in the Gods of Destruction event. You can definitely use him in probably quite a few of them, but yeah, I would definitely say that he is a top tier pick. If you plan on going any variant of a hybrid Saiyans team, he is going to be a top pick. He does not need Piccolo to stack his defense or help him stack his defense. It just increases his stun chance. So yeah, but that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and bye.